a feeling the show is about to start.
现在等会儿还没开始，先关了。等它开始的时候再 stop， 先 stop。
啊。
Innovate and inspire to help people and wildlife thrive together to form a healthy planet. Conservation is at the heart of everything we do, but we can't do it alone. We need dedicated allies like all of you. So join the San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance today by becoming a member, help fund conservation projects, donate your time and knowledge, or partner with us to sustain conservation efforts worldwide. Your support can make a world of difference because when wildlife thrives, all life thrives. Thank you all so much for joining us here at Echo. They are an important part of our ecosystem because they are part of nature's cleanup crew.
I changed my mind about the end of video thing.
Daisy, the black vulture.
Oh, here it comes, and that's fast.
Daisy here has been with us since 2015. She's a very
like
sweet and
recording
happy vulture.
birds.
She tends to have a smaller group of wildlife care specialists that she really bonds with, though. Like other vultures, she's got that wide wingspan, allowing her to soar for long periods of time without ruffling so much as a single feather while looking for carrion to eat. And she's got that signature bald-headed neck
Oh, it's
that
down
allows her
there.
to steer clear of disease-causing bacteria and tangled feathers while eating rotting or decaying meat. And she has specialized acids in her stomach that allow her to digest all that meat without getting sick. Now, black vultures are common throughout their range, but unfortunately, many people.
There might be another one, so keep your eyes.
Now, our next wildlife ambassador is a little unique in that she doesn't represent any one of San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance's conservation hubs, but she does represent our our One Health approach to wildlife care and conservation. The health of people, the environment, and the planet are all interconnected.
Something's coming out.
When all life thrives. That is the core of our mission and the thread that runs through all of our conservation efforts.
Something just came out.
Pretty big mission, so we picked a pretty big bird to represent it. In fact, she is one of the largest species of owl in the world. You're going to direct your attention to the top of our rock and get prepared to duck if you're in the middle to meet Alira, our Eurasian eagle owl. You'll see her on the monitor there, but she is frequently one of our wildlife ambassadors you'll hear before you see. She is very vocal and does love to talk to her wildlife care specialists.
Where did it go? Oh no, my...
Unlike other species of owl.
For a second I thought my camera broke. Hey, I can't see.
This owl, she is nocturnal. And she's got those big bright orange eyes. They're so large, to put it in comparison, if we had eyes as big as hers, they would be about the size of our fists in our head. And because they're so big, she actually can't really move her eyes. But what she can do instead is hold her head. Now, contrary to popular belief, owls cannot rotate their head a full 360 degrees. But they can still do it an impressive 270 degrees. And that is because they have 14 vertebrae in their neck. Whereas you and I and all other mammals only have 7. As she soared overhead, you guys may have noticed she didn't make a single sound. That is because owls have what is known as called silent flight. So she has specially designed feathers that allow her to soar completely silently. But also a little bit more slowly. So she has the trade-off. Instead of speed like the falcon, she's got the silence. Now, she does look pretty similar to her cousin, the great horned owl, which you can find here in the United States. They've got that similar coloration, and they've got those signature feathers above her eyes that look like horns, where the great horned owl gets its name from. That coloration is very important. It does help her camouflage and blend into the treetops, because they are what is known as called sit and wait predators. So she's going to do exactly what she's demonstrating right now. She's going to perch up on a high tree, and she's going to survey the ground and look around for any potential food, which for a Eurasian eagle owl can be a small rodent, a small bunny, or even a small deer.
It's lagging so much.
Their wingspans range over 6 feet wide, the females being a little bit larger than the males. But all that being said, they only weigh about 5 pounds. It's pretty impressive. She herself is about 5 pounds, and they're all feathers and fluff. And birds also have hollow bones, which need to be nice and light like that when you're spending all the time flying.
I knew it.
Now, while we might not have
there
any
it goes.
eagle owls here in the United States, we do have plenty of bald eagles, but that used to not be the case. Back in the 1960s, there were less than 500 bald eagles left alive in the wild due to the chemical pesticide DDT. And unfortunately, they were placed on the endangered species list because of this. But fortunately, we figured out the problem, and we all came together, we advocated, and we voted to ban the use of DDT here in the United States. And it worked. The bill passed. DDT is no longer allowed to be used. And because of that, the bald eagles numbers began to recover so well that in 2007, they were officially removed from the endangered species list. Helping them also helped the peregrine falcon and the California condor. Our voice and voting
where San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance concentrates its collaborative conservation efforts for the world of wildlife. Now, can you identify another San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance conservation hub? 1, Savannah. 2, Oceans. 3, Pacific Islands. Or 4, all of the above.
Which one?
4! Ding, ding, ding.
If you guess number 4, then you're right. The answer is all of the above. We are committed to creating a world where all life can thrive. People, wildlife, and the planet we all share. From all of us at San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance, thank you for being here today. Our efforts around the globe to protect, save, and care for the world's wildlife is possible through wildlife allies like you. You bring hope.
Leo's having a lot of fun.
Worldwide, and we're honored to connect you with some incredible wildlife. Welcome to Journey into the Wild.
Stop too long.
That was fun.
Welcome to Benbow Amphitheater. For the comfort and safety of our wildlife and guests, please silence any electronic devices and remain seated throughout the entire presentation. If you need to leave at any time, please exit at the top of the amphitheater. Thank you and enjoy Journey into the Wild.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Benbow Amphitheater and Journey into the Wild. My name is Sydney, and I'm a wildlife care specialist. San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance is committed to saving wildlife worldwide by uniting our expertise in wildlife care and conservation science with our dedication to inspiring passion for nature. We integrate wildlife health and care, science and education to develop sustainable conservation solutions. Our conservation work is focused in 8 conservation hubs on 6 continents, regions where our alliance can make the greatest impact. And they are Pacific Islands, Southwest, Amazonia, Oceans, African forest, savanna, Asian rainforest, and Australian forest. Conservation starts through the connections we make between people and wildlife every day. And today we're going to introduce all of you to wildlife from 2 of these geographic areas. But first, let's take a look at some of the amazing conservation work happening right here at the Safari Park and all around the globe.
The world is changing, and so is the way we live with wildlife.
We were born from the sparks of a fire.
At the San Diego Zoo Safari Park, we're leading that charge.
Oh, sorry, am I blocking it?
Stories go.
Inspiring change and fueling conservation around the globe.
Every day we get higher
What's wrong?
and higher. Breathe in and hold on tight.
Our work is focused across 8 regions called conservation hubs, like the African forest, Amazonia, the Asian rainforest, along the Pacific Islands, the Australian forest, the savanna, in the ocean, and right in our own backyard, the Southwest. Your visit today supports these conservation miracles for wildlife worldwide.
Please
Like with the
excuse.
California condor, who became extinct in the wild in 1983. Before the safari park helped grow their numbers back to over 500. Or Edward, the first southern white rhino born through artificial insemination in North America. So join us today for incredible stories. Meet some of your favorite animals as we journey into the wild.
This is what it feels like.
Hey everyone, you can find me over here on your left. Now the first wildlife ambassador we're going to introduce you to today comes from our Southwest Conservation Hub, which is right here in our own backyard. The conservation-focused wildlife that we and our allies work with in the Southwest United States include the Pacific pocket mouse, western burrowing owl, desert tortoise, thick-billed parrot, mountain yellow-legged frog, and the Kino checker spot butterfly, along with plant life like the boojum, coastal scrub oak, and the Torrey pine. But today we're going to introduce you to some of the other wildlife from our region. This first wildlife ambassador is a raptor and is unique in that sometimes hunts in groups rather than alone like most other raptors. Your direct your attention to the top right of our theater. We are going to meet Winslow, the Harris's hawk.
I can't get a lock on it.
So this is Winslow, and he has been with us since he was just 8 weeks old.
Ooh, 8 weeks.
As I mentioned, Harris's hawks are social and they do hunt in groups. And this has earned them the nickname Wolves of the Sky.
Ooh.
Now when they're out there hunting in groups, they demonstrate a unique behavior called backstacking, where they will literally stand on each other's backs. This can help them get a better height advantage, as they are frequently found in desert areas where there's not a lot of tall trees or rocks for them to perch on. Any tall trees or rocks they do come across, this is where they will build their nests, as building them up high helps protect them against predators.
Ooh, amazing.
Now they are very athletic flyers, as you can see. And they love to eat rodents, so they are very important to keeping the populations of rodents in check. To show off that tree perching behavior. As I mentioned, that's where they're going to build their nests up high like that.
Wow.
Now Winslow in particular, he likes his rodents cut up nice and small, and we like to call them Easies Peasies. Now, unfortunately, many parts of the Harris's hawk's habitat are diminishing due to urbanization. But fortunately, under some circumstances, these birds have been known to move into developed areas. Like other birds of prey, Harris's hawks have excellent color vision and they can see great distances. So by studying them, we can learn to make decisions to implement modifications in areas that Harris's hawks frequent, so we can prevent collisions with things like power lines and wind turbines. And by helping the Harris's hawk, we're not only helping them, but any other birds that move into developed areas. But once again, that was Winslow, our Harris's hawk. We're going to keep to the southwest for this next wildlife ambassador and meet another kind of raptor. This one's going to be much smaller though. In fact, it's one of the smallest species of raptor and one of the smallest species of falcon you can find in North America. Please join me in welcoming Rusty, our American kestrel. I heard a few awes out there. He's very cute, he's very small, but believe it or not, kestrels like Rusty are actually fierce predators. He is a member of the falcon family, so that means he is among the fastest wildlife on the planet. His cousin, the peregrine, can dive at speeds of 240 miles per hour.
That's a fact.
To hunt other birds straight out of the air. Now, due to their smaller size, kestrels are going to go after smaller prey. So they like to eat insects, small lizards, small rodents, and will still occasionally go after other birds. Now, Rusty here has a very unique story to tell. He came to us because one day a woman was riding her horse in the town of Julian, just east of here, and Rusty came down and landed on her shoulder. Not supposed to do that, yeah. Luckily, the woman knew that, so when she got home with Rusty still on her shoulder, she contacted U.S. Fish and Wildlife, who then contacted us here at the safari park.
I cannot see.
It appeared that Rusty had been imprinted. So that means at a young age, the human made a very impressionable impression on him. And now he thinks he's a really tiny person, and all of us are giant, naked American kestrels. Unfortunately, because of that, it was deemed unsafe for us to release him into his native habitat. So they asked us to provide Rusty with a home, which we were more than happy to do. Now, due to his larger size, we actually think he is from Colorado, as that the kestrels that you find in California don't get quite as big as he is. So he's big. Rusty weighs just under a quarter of a pound, which is about the same as a single stick of butter. Now, we believe he is about 10 years old. At the time when we first got him, he would have been less than a year old. And you can actually find kestrels in all of the lower 48 states, and they live in a wide variety of habitats, including grasslands, meadows, and deserts, and have been known to live in both urban and rural areas. So how can we help the American kestrel? Firstly, predators like Rusty are naturally inclined to hunt weaker or wounded-looking prey. Therefore, rodents that have consumed pesticides might look like an easy meal, and birds of prey can become secondary victims to these kinds of poisons. By providing safe spaces for these birds in our own backyard, we can encourage them to take care of any local pest problems. So you all can go home and buy or build your own nest box in your own backyard or a local park and help the American kestrel and other birds of prey. And it'll help take care of any local rodent problems you may have in your own backyard. Once again, this was Rusty, our American kestrel. We're going to head a little bit farther south for our next wildlife ambassador to the Amazon. The conservation-focused wildlife that we work with in the Amazon and orchids, along with the habitats they all share. This first wildlife ambassador is a member of Nature's Pest Control Crew. His name is Tatis, and he is a southern Tamandua. Now, as he climbs up here on this termite mound, he's going to show off some really cool features that he has. So, as I mentioned, he's a member of Nature's Pest Control Crew. Tamanduas are also known as lesser anteaters, so unsurprisingly, he likes to eat lots of ants. So to be able to get all of those ants, he's got a huge 16-inch long barbed tongue that is extremely sticky. His dishes are the worst to clean at the end of the day. He's going to use that tongue to slurp down into termite mounds and ant colonies to scoop up any bugs he might find, but they're one of nature's conservationists. They will not eat all of the bugs that they find. They will scent mark it so they know to avoid that colony in the near future. And then by the time that their smell has faded, they can come back and the ants will have had time to repopulate. That's what Tatis here is only 2.5 years old. He was born right here at the safari park. His parents, Fernando and Cora, are also wildlife ambassadors with here at the Wildlife Alliance. If you follow us on social media, you might have seen his father, Fernando. He likes to go around the park and make lots of friends with all the other animals. Now, tamanduas are an arboreal species, so that means he lives up high in the treetops. So those big claws of his are not just for show.
Unfortunately, that'll be the end of our video because it's too long.
And he